Welcome back. Since we've already talked about how to create a tab, we're going to look at how to create a subtab, how to add a link to a website and what that will look like, as well as how to link to other different things and embed different things into your LiveBinder. So, for my introduction, let's say I want to have a subtab. There are a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can click subtab up here at the top, or you can go directly to the tab you're wanting to add to and click add a new subtab. Then you're going to want to name it. So intro 2 might be what I'll call it here. Again, just like on the introduction tab that we had here, you can change whatever the content is on that page. For this one, let's say I want to link to a website and I want to link to UNT's library information source. So you're going to copy and then paste the link there, the URL, and you have a couple of different options here. I'm going to click insert. When you do that, it embeds into the site. So you can click around on here and use it as you would normally. So that is how to do a subtab. Again, if you want to add a tab underneath that, you would have to pay for the upgraded edition of LiveBinder. So for now, we're just going to leave here. Let's say I want to do another subtab though for my introduction. I just click add a new one. I get a new subtab here. So we'll say intro 3. Then I have different options. I could paste a tab and copy it. Let's say I wanted to go back to intro number 2 and I wanted to delete my website that I had found there. I have the same options there. I can delete that subtab. I don't really want to do that though. What I really wanted to show you was that you can just clear the tab's contents. Just like that. So I have my 3 tabs. I have 2 subtabs here. Show you how to do it from a different way up here. Anytime you hover over the options, it's going to bring up a text box that tells you basically what you're looking at. These base tabs are what I'm telling you that you have to upgrade to get to those. So I'm going to add a tab. It easily goes right there. Well, typically you would think that when you add something new, it would go to the end over here. Not the case here. So if I'm wanting to move that to the end, I'm going to click I again have 2 options. Click the red arrow here or click move tab. Here you have different options of what you can do here. I want to move mine to the right. Can't really see what's going on behind there, but I click that and it moved to the right. I want to do the same thing here. Move the tab to the right. It goes all the way to the end. So I want to make it a sub-tab now instead. I can do that by clicking more options and click move under. And then I get to pick where it goes. So now I've moved that tab 4 to under tab 2. I want to add some content here. I'm going to add a video for YouTube. There are 2 different ways you can go about doing this. Let's say I want to just search and add a video. I'm going to use one of the ones I've created for this class already. So I'm just going to search info 5720 and see what comes up. A lot of these are mine, and some of course are going to be from other students that are in the classes. I know that this one was mine, so I'm going to go ahead and select it, perchance. And you can't see it through here, which I understand is frustrating. But when you click off of that, it takes you directly here to where you have this video. Okay, well let's say I don't want just that video on this tab. I'm going to change the content I'm going to clear it. I'm going to change my content up here to text. Let's say I want to have multiple things. I'm going to do media and text. Then I'm going to X out of that there. You can click and edit each of the different things. Well, I want to have this video over here, so I need to go back to content. I've said that I want text and media. If I want to find my video, I'm going to come over here, select it, and it automatically updates it to the binder. Something else you can see going on back here is that it says that it was successfully saved. It does that automatically. Okay, so I was able to upload my YouTube video. Here I can add in a caption or something to that effect, along with a title. I want to change the color, go to text color, of course, to highlight, change it that way. I can change what my font will look like, what my font size, then highlight your text first and then do that. So then I save it. I have all of this tab that works for me here. Another option that you have would be to add a file. So if I go to my files, you'll see different things that I have uploaded for different projects. One thing that I want to include is this picture. So I'm going to include the picture there. You see that it automatically pops up. I'll have to play around with it some to get the size just right. You can see that if you click text, it changes what things look like. And of course, you can scroll and play with what the picture will look like. One of the things that is more challenging to do is to figure out how to shrink pictures and things like that. It's all going to depend on how you save it. So you could do that with a picture, a PDF, you can add a PowerPoint, things like that. So I'm going to click here to edit. On this side over here, if I wanted to have a link, I'm going to put that same UNT webpage there. Say UNT library. This isn't going to look very good, but we can do this. Then I'm going to save it, and it's going to add just the link there. If I want to make it a hot link, I can do that as well. UNT library. Highlight. Insert my link. And there you go. Save it. You can go directly to it and it'll open it up. So those are some basic ways that you can add content to your live binder. I want to view it now to see what it's going to look like. So I'm going to present it. You can see here that I have a table of contents that you can go directly to that you can see. You can click here and it'll take you directly to the tabs that are listed here. And it's working a little more slowly right now. That one will work. So for tab 4, you can see the video that I included there. For tab 3, it presents a lot better and a lot more clearly this picture that's here. It gives you the source of where you got your image and what it's called there, or you can open it in a new content or in a new frame. If I click that link, it'll take me to that link again. So it's a basic way to get around LiveBinder, which will be how your students or anyone else will be able to get through this and how they would use it. I click here for other options and it tells me different things that I can do. If I want to go back to editing, I can look at these options that are here. I can add it to a shelf or I can copy it. But the easiest way to edit it is to just hover over this box right here that says edit this binder. And then I come back here and I can go through all of the different steps again. There are more buttons that are up here, how to share it. You can get a link. You can send it through all of these different tools that are here. Again, you can upgrade. I want to add it to my shelf or to copy it somewhere else. I can view it in different ways to see my account and to see my different things. I can go here. Let's say I want to add it to a shelf. I haven't actually created any shelves, so I would have to add a new one. Just going to keep it simple again, info 5720. Create that new shelf, and it is added. So that's your basic way around LiveBinder. And if you have any questions, I definitely am here to help answer them. One final thing, if we click settings, it just gives you more information about these things. Who can access it? You can change the colors of the tabs. You can change your layout to some extent. More, of course, can happen whenever you have upgraded. And you can change your cover as well. You can add images or files. So I hope you have enjoyed this and you have learned a little bit more about how to use LiveBinder and you can use it in your classrooms. Thanks.